Coming up on today's show, we'll be going through everything we know about Godzilla vs. Kong 2.
We'll be speaking with the star of the Nan movie. That's right, the Nan.
And we'll be going through this week's biggest releases, including Ambulance. Hello and welcome to What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. I am Luke Owen.
I am Dan Layton.
Is that it? You're not doing any big...
No, I'm just really pleased to be back.
It's nice to have you
Yeah,
back.
it's been a while since I've been gone. Traveling the world.
Yeah,
being ill.
Yeah.
Various things.
But we got to have a little cinema date yesterday morning.
We've never been to the movies together that we knew of. Like,
No.
you've been in movies where I've been in movies, but we sat together.
I know, it was nice, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was very good. Are we allowed to talk about what we saw?
We are allowed to give social reactions,
Oh, yes.
but we can't do a full review of it, so that will be on next week's show.
We reacted socially together.
But when we get to
Yeah.
it,
We'll talk
in our
about it.
timeline, we will give our social reactions to
Okay.
it. Because YouTube is a social media channel.
That's true.
So we're
That's
allowed
true.
to give social reactions here. That is within... Although we
the
didn't
remit.
yeah.
Didn't sign anything, though.
Didn't sign anything. They just
Unless it's
politely
one of those
asked
things
us.
you walked into the room, that means you've signed your life away.
Could be.
Could be. They've got pictures, maybe. Infrared cameras.
Oh, I suppose they would have done, yeah.
They'd have come in and gone, do you do anything when the people come in and film you? They don't film you, but they look at you. Do you like to give them a wave?
No. I don't think I ever see them.
Oh, that's stealth. I sit quite close to the front, so I see them a lot.
Why would you sit so close to the front?
Not the front, but the front. You know, there's the front,
Yeah.
and then there's the bit, and
Yeah.
then there's the rake. I sit sort of towards the front of the rake.
Oh, I'm a mid guy.
I like to be enveloped.
I'm a mid guy and I'm an aisle seat guy.
Right. I'm an aisle seat guy too.
Yeah.
Because, although we weren't yesterday.
No, that's why I asked, because you were right at the back yesterday.
Yeah, the super screen is different because there's so much screen.
You're hiding at the back.
I
I
was.
texted you and said, where are you? And I'm hiding at the back.
Look, was it a bad seat?
No, it was
There you
great.
go.
I had a lovely time. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll give our social reactions in a
yes.
minute. Let's talk about Godzilla vs. Kong 2, because this was sort of accidentally announced recently.
Yeah, which I love that energy. It's like, oh, you'll probably make that.
It was just some news program in Australia was just like, we're very soon in Queensland, they're going to be filming Godzilla vs. Kong 2.
And the team were like,
everyone were like, wait, what?
okay, yeah, I guess we are then.
Like, all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, that hadn't actually been officially announced, but I guess it is now happening.
If we can just say things are happening and then they happen. I can't believe that Jennifer Lopez and Emma Watson are starring in a new Richard Curtis rom-com that's going to be filming round the corner from my house in the coming months.
Are you in it?
Yes.
Manifesting. So here is everything that we know though thus far. So they're filming in Queensland, Australia later this year. So that means that it's probably not going to be out next year, which means at our earliest we're going to get 2024.
Well, these movies are VFX fests, aren't they? So they need time to make sure. And they look good, I think. So they need time to make sure it looks that kind of pristine sort of Godzilla vs. Kong extravaganza. So yeah, that's going to be a couple of years.
And we don't know its director yet, but though Adam Wingard, who directed Godzilla vs. Kong, did say when that film came out that he would like to do the next one. He would like to do a sequel.
And he'd had some ideas, hadn't he?
He did, yeah. So he told Deadline, the clear starting point we teed up in Godzilla vs. Kong, exploring Hollow Earth. I think there's a lot more to do there. This is a prehistory of planet Earth where all the Titans come from. We tee up some mystery in this film, things I want to see resolved and explored and pushed to the next level.
Because it was kind of a mind blow, because you didn't really know that was what was going to go down, and then suddenly they're in, Hollow Earth, and you're like, okay. And there was this whole, the whole characters, the conspiracies of all of this stuff that was going on around the idea of there being a Hollow Earth. Then we had it confirmed, and so a lot of the questions weren't answered. And there's a lot you can play with when you say, okay, so now Kong is back in Hollow Earth. What does that do to the way Hollow Earth has been
run
existed?
previously?
Yeah, like while he's been away, it's going to upset some apple carts.
You would have thought so, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a popular fan theory that like he is now atop the throne of Hollow Earth and asserted himself as King
Kong.
King Kong. But was there a previous king there?
Or were they sort of inmates running the asylum? situation. There has to be some form of structure in place.
Well, the running fan theory at the moment is that this could be a way to bring in King Caesar from the Toho universe.
Talk more about that, please.
So King Caesar is from like the 60s era of the Godzilla Toho movies, and he is actually seen as like a god. Sort of like he would sort of pray to King Caesar to wake him up, and he would come out and be sort of an Earth protector to take on Godzilla.
That's how people get me to go to the restaurants and stuff. They have to pray to me to wake me up.
Yeah.
They just sort of shake and, come on, Dan.
Does it work?
No, I am not a god.
But I don't know about like King Caesar though. Like it's a nice idea, but I don't think I buy it. Like I think he's a popular-ish character, but I think if you were going to do like another Godzilla versus Kong movie and you wanted to bring back a classic character from the canon, I don't think they'd pick King Caesar, who I think was in like maybe or two films.
I mean, Godzilla and Kong are both sort of that kind of, poster child. Everybody knows who they are, even if you're not really familiar with the movies, especially not the early 60s ones. They are these like, cultural icon characters. I always think that in a movie like this, you can take something from the deep sort of canon and find a way to bring it in a way that feels completely organic and can bring it to a whole new audience that has no clue who that is. You kind of can play with whatever you want. So I'm into it.
I suppose this Godzilla King of the Monsters, which was, Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, like they are like amongst Godzilla fans hugely popular characters. So yeah, I suppose, but I didn't know as massively well known outside of like
I knew Mothra. That was the one.
Yeah. And like, but for me, I was like, oh man, King Ghidorah's in the movie. That's going to be amazing. So like, yeah, maybe you're right on that front. Like, I was reading a few articles today that were just like, this could be a way to bring in Biollante or Gigan or Hedorah. And I'm like, guys, let's take a step back here.
I was that guy who was like, Dr. Stephen who now? Okay, sure, give me a movie, I guess. Like, so there's always an audience to be surprised by something entirely new.
Yeah. Adam Wingard as well, this is amazing, is currently working on a live-action Thundercats movie. And if that wasn't bad enough, a sequel to Face Off.
Face On. Putting it back on. What do you do after?
Face Off. On. Speaking of which, did you see the pictures of Nicolas Cage as Dracula?
No.
Oh man, I've got to show you this.
Get them immediately, please.
I've got to show you this.
Have you seen his red carpet recently? It looks fabulous.
Nick Cage.
He's having the time of his life.
Isn't
he said that Nicolas Cage coming to save the day. He was like, why are we fighting over majestic Marvel movies versus art? He was like, all movies are great. I love Nicolas Cage.
Just the best.
Nick Cage.
Look at him.
Excuse me. I love that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Big fan.
Yeah. So that is in Universal's new movie, Reinhard, I think?
Renfield.
Thank you.
It says down there. Oh, I love it. I would wear that.
It's funny as well, like with the Godzilla and the MonsterVerse stuff, they announced they were doing Godzilla and then Kong Skull Island and King of the Monsters, and that would lead to Godzilla versus Kong. And I almost felt like that was the end point. Although they were teasing some stuff to come up later, it felt like that was the end point. Then all of a sudden they're like, we're doing a new TV series, and now this is coming up. So, I mean, do you think there are more wider plans for this outside of just this?
It was so funny because it kind of... I remember when the first Godzilla came out, the 2014.
Yep.
You know how I'm really special?
What's that?
I was at the premiere.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I think it's
Here's a story about that premiere. I was wearing a suit, and the shirt was too tight. And so then when we sat down, I just opened the shirt and sat there with my belly out for the whole movie. Glamorous, very glamorous premiere. But I remember seeing it and thinking it was really different. It was quite dark. It was quite, atmospheric. It was a bit Cloverfieldy in places. And I really loved the idea of it. And then it's like, okay, we're going to do the MonsterVerse. We're going to have all of these things. And the tone of it sort of changed over time, I think, to the point where we are at now. And it's like, we kind of have completed that idea, but we could just carry on.
Mm-hmm.
People like them. And like Godzilla vs. Kong, I saw it in 4DX. Had a great time. I think it's a good time. I think people are after that kind of big smashy,
I absolutely loved it. I had a grand old time with it. I went to the premiere of Kong Skull Island.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't go. So we got one each.
We got one each, yeah. I didn't wear a suit to it, though. I literally went in what I was wearing to work that day. So I was just basically wearing this.
I've done that before, too. I once went to the premiere of Bridget Jones's Baby after a shift at Waterstones, and I didn't know I was going to the premiere until sort of that afternoon. Otherwise, I'd have made an effort.
Yeah.
But, I was sort of raggedy. I was wearing a cardigan. Which was very Bridget, I feel.
I didn't know it was the premiere, so like me and Ollie just showed up to the screening and was like, oh, there's a red carpet here. We're like walking on this red carpet trying to like not annoy Brie Larson and just sort of sneak past her.
That's fashion too, in its own way.
I like this though as a prevailing theory.
Okay.
As my favourite fan theory so far of what we could see from this.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to like the Hollywood Reporter, the internal title for this movie currently is Son of Kong.
Oh.
Which I think is a really interesting idea.
Okay.
But the other fan theory that I really, really like is in King of the Monsters, they use the oxygen destroyer to try and destroy Godzilla, which is what they did in the 1954 original.
Yeah.
Now, in the 90s, there was a movie called Godzilla vs. Destroyer.
Okay.
And in that movie, it is set up that the oxygen destroyer that was used in 1954 inadvertently created Destroyer.
Okay.
And then Destroyer comes up, and it's the end of the 90s era of Godzilla movies, and Godzilla sacrifices himself to save his son, is the son of Godzilla.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Like, Destroyer is this wickedly huge creature and stuff. And because they use an oxygen destroyer in King of the Monsters, the prevailing fan theory is like, aha, that's how they're going to bring Destroyer into this franchise now.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And if you're tying it in with Son of Kong, the son of Godzilla, sacrificing oneself.
The Son of Kong thing is that makes me wonder if we could tie back to the Hollow Earth. What if that's who has been sort of dealing with the Hollow Earth situation? If Kong perhaps had a son and then went off and then come back and it's like a sort of Odysseus kind of situation.
Oh man, so it's a father versus son battle.
I just don't like it when it's Godzilla versus Kong because I like them both and I want them both to win.
It was brilliant when they teamed up.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah. I got sent some slippers, which I still wear to this day. They were like, are you Team Kong or Team Godzilla? And I was Team both. So they just assigned me Team Godzilla and sent me a package with like, I had a boxing robe and I had these amazing Godzilla slippers that I still wear to this day.
What?
Yeah. I'll bring them in.
Please do.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to see those.
I'll just like put my feet up for the whole show.
For me, I mean, like, I didn't realise we were going to be talking about this when I dressed myself this morning.
Oh, look
so
at you go.
I know, I'm wearing a Godzilla t-shirt.
So on brand.
I went to a ramen place yesterday that is doing, there's a Godzilla pop-up in there at the moment, so I had a Godzilla-themed ramen yesterday as well.
I love a pop-up movie tie-in.
Oh, it was delightful. It made me late for a shoot.
Worth
it. And it was worth it.
How much? What did you have?
So it was a Godzilla volcano ramen. It was
Wonderful.
Absolutely delightful with the noodles and tofu and things like that.
Oh.
It was delicious.
I had a Venom and Carnage burger. You could have the Carnage burger or the Venom burger. I love that.
So you had both.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Just mash them together.
It was a Friday.
So, but for me, I'm super duper excited about this. I'm so on board for a new, and I'm glad that we are getting more of this because I really enjoyed Godzilla vs Kong and I wanted to see another film.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the Apes trilogy, Rise, Dawn, and War. That was a sleeper kind of.
You mean the perfect trilogy, the greatest trilogy ever made?
That's what I mean. It was you didn't. No one really talked about that being at the time as good as it was. It was like a sleeper hit, a surprise. Yeah, well, I mean, we can't all be oracles. But I think this is another one where it's like, oh, that franchise is like, you don't really think of it as like the big franchises that are, everyone's favorites. But you're always guaranteed to have a good time, and that's what we want to go to the movies for.
Out this week, it's Michael Bay's latest action blockbuster, Ambulance, as well as Uma, and we have special previews of The Bad Guys on Saturday the 26th and Sunday the 27th only. Now, you just turned down a screening for The Ambulance, I believe.
I'm so busy and important. There is a screening. I think it might be the premiere of Ambulance tonight, and my friend's wedding takes precedence to any movie, unfortunately. So I won't be able to make it.
But where do you stand on Michael Bay action films?
Listen here.
I am listening.
How many times do I have to say on this show that I like when things blow up and things are big and smashy, and I like to have a good time? Do you remember the discussion about Moonfall?
I was about to say, you liked Moonfall.
There it is. I had a good time. I think Michael Bay movies, let's talk about Armageddon.
Oh, let's.
Things like that. Transformers. Are they narratively as watertight as your best original screenplay Academy Award winning films?
And Godzilla?
Not so much. But do they have good times baked within them? Yes, they do. I want to see teal and orange. I want to see explosions. I want to see
helicopters against sunsets.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very kindly. Meatloaf?
I was about to say that. Like, if you go back and you watch that Meatloaf video, you're like, this is Michael Bay realizing what is an action movie.
And so many great filmmakers have their early starts in music videos where they just get to figure out what shots they like and what they want to make and what they want their aesthetic to be, and then they go off. And Michael Bay is like a poster child for that exact, journey. I'm into it. And Jake Gyllenhaal, good one. Any original sort of action movie is a big tick in my book. I like action movies very much.
Also out this week, The Nan, The Phantom of the Open, The Batman, The Duke, Uncharted, Dog, Death on the Nile, and Sing 2.
Lot of
Thus.
Thus. Yeah, what's the word for that? There's a proper, definite article.
I learned something today. Yeah.
Nothing else for the rest of the month.
Yeah, I did write, when I was writing down all this, I was like, okay, we've got The Bad Guy, The Nan, The Phantom of the Open, The Batman, The Duke. But what is your pick of the week?
I'm going to give it to The Duke. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give it to The Duke.
Please do.
I have had so many people, family members, friends, random strangers, tell me that The Duke was a really great movie that they had a really lovely time seeing. So I think that's a really nice thing. I think when it has that broad appeal, and I think that kind of movie often does. But when they go, oh, it really surprised me. This is an impression of my mum. I had a lovely time. People have a nice time. Big tick for The Duke.
For me, I think I'm going to go with Ambulance.
Okay.
I like a big smashy movie. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm going for.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I respect you.
But also out this week, it's not our pick of the week, but it is The Nan.
The Nan movie.
Sorry, you're absolutely right. Yeah. The Nan movie.
Doing a little movie.
And last week, Olivia of Cineworld got to sit down with the actual The Nan to talk about the actual The Nan movie. And here's what actually happened.
Hello, sweetheart. How's it going? Oh, you come up and see me. You come up and see me, ain't you?
That's why I'm here. I'm here from Cineworld Cinemas.
Cineworld Cinemas. I know a thing about Cineworld Cinemas because my film The Nan movie is going to be up there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think I might have known that actually. This is a big one. It's because it's what people are going to do when they're watching the Nan movie.
Yeah,
so when you visit the cinema, what are your go-to snacks?
My snacks, darling?
Yeah.
Madeira cake, usually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Slice of Madeira cake. I love Madeira cake.
It's a good one.
I don't know why. It's delicious.
It's a good cake.
It is delicious.
Would you go for if you were going for popcorn, would you do like a sweet or a salted or a no?
Don't be munching on your popcorn.
You want to quiet so everyone can hear your story.
I don't mind you having popcorn, but don't. Oh God, well, it gets in my dentures, love, for a start. That's why I've got a vendetta about popcorn. Yeah. But I don't mind people eating it. But if it was for me, I'd go like this.
I'm ready.
Sweet, salt, sweet, salt, sweet, salt, sweet, salt, salt, salt. How about that?
Oh,
I like it layered, but starting off with a savoury.
That's nice because you get a bit of variation.
You do. You never know. It's like, you never know what it is. Sweet, salty, sweet, sweet, salty, salty.
It's Mother's Day this weekend. Have you got a gift sorted?
Yeah.
Good boy. What have you got?
Then it won't be a surprise.
Oh, of course, because your mum's watching.
Yeah. And I've got it for you, and you're going to really like it.
I haven't yet, and I've technically got two masters to serve here.
Why was I pretending?
Oh!
I was trying to be the good boy, and there you are being I ain't got one either. What? Oh, come on.
Well,
what are you going to get? Have you got a plan?
Well, okay, so I've got my actual mum.
Yeah.
But then my wife is now a mother herself, and my child is only 6 months old, so she's a terrible shopper. So I've got to buy something for her to give to my wife.
That's really fun. The whole this is from what would you think? Are you going to get into your daughter's head?
I mean, I've had to write a card.
Great.
But what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out the card, and then I'm going to put a pen in her hand and see what she does.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Just
you could probably just try and put it in her mouth, the big idiot.
Did you get into character when you were going shopping? Do you think I think that would be wise?
Well, this is the thing, is I haven't sorted anything out yet.
I'm telling you.
Which is lucky.
Yeah.
Because Cineworld have got a Mother's Day gift bag that you can get at the moment.
Television professional Luke, I am.
For just £23. That gives you 2 cinema tickets and a voucher for some bagged confectionery.
Sorted. Thanks, Cineworld.
Click the link in the video description down below for more details. And maybe I'll use those cinema tickets to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Morbius, Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore, or Downton Abbey: A New Era, all of which have tickets on sale right now.
Right this very second?
Right this very second.
Goodness gracious.
Now, obviously, there's a film in there that I want to talk about, but I mentioned to you Downton Abbey, A New Era.
That is the film you wanted to talk about.
And you nearly lost your mind.
Underneath there, you're wearing Downton Abbey, a t-shirt.
Fun fact for you, I've only seen one episode of Downton Abbey in my life.
I was a big fan of the early series of Downton Abbey. I was very much, event TV. I was there. They made a choice at the end of the third series in the Christmas special that I did not respect. But that's their call. That's their call.
I watched one episode. It was one of those Christmas specials. Yeah. And the big plot line of it was who's going to make the soup?
This is what I'm here for. You can take all of your emotional, dynamic. Oh no! Save the world. The moon is falling to the ground. I see you and I raise you. Who is going to make the broth? I'm into that. That's great.
It's man, they got a whole hour out of this.
I love period stuff. I love it when people. So right now, I live down the road from where they're doing a Bridgerton extravaganza, and so I see everyone walking around in Regency dress all over the place. I love it. People seem so happy. Everyone loves to dress up. So Downton Abbey, the movies, is just an excuse for those people to get back together, have a little reunion party, wear some fancy clothes. Good times.
But yesterday, you and I did go and see Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
We did do that.
And we can't do a review of it.
But we can.
That's on next week's show. But we can.
Yeah. Give a social reaction.
Give social reactions.
Yeah.
So.
Do we do it in the form of GIFs? Pick a favourite GIF.
What? I've got to be the GIF.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my GIF.
Great. I'm gonna pick an already existing GIF. How's that? Do you know the GIF?
I think
vivid. My performance just now?
It was very good. Yeah,
you're not the only actor here.
It works so perfectly in the audio format that this is also available in as well.
Yeah, you're welcome, audio listeners. Okay, one word then for the audio gang.
Fun.
Colourful.
Oh,
wasn't it?
It was really.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong at all. Also, I was saying to my people I was on the shoot with yesterday that I think I could do an excellent Dr. Robotnik cosplay.
You could.
If I shave off the bottom half of my beard, and I get someone to do we got one of our friends, Blair, does amazing cosplay stuff. She could build me a proper big fluffy mustache.
When it comes out, would you?
What do
in a couple of weeks? The movie's out. I think that's your opportunity to do the whole episode
as Dr. Robotnik. Yeah. I don't think it would be done in time.
That's no excuse. That's no excuse at all. But the other thing about doing that is you'd have to get rid of the bomb.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and I don't think my wife wants me to lose this
because that's signature. That is signature Luke Owen.
It is, yeah, and also I have the facial hair growth of a 12-year-old girl, so it would take me a whole year to get this back.
If you committed, my esteem for you, which is already pretty high,
thanks, mate,
would go through the roof. And I'll come as Sonic.
This weekend, we've got a very special charity screening of Olga. That is on the 27th of March, with 100% of the proceeds going to Ukraine via Disasters Emergency Committee. And on the 21st of April, we have NT Live's performance of Henry V. You're a bit of a scholar.
Thanks so kindly.
Is that one of the good ones?
Yeah. I mean, they're all good. Tell me. Give me a bad Shakespeare. I dare you.
Oh, what was the one that I did in school that I didn't like?
This is the thing. People say, "Oh, I did it in school and I didn't like it." You need to see these things. I went to see the Donmar Warehouse performance of Othello with Chiwetel Ejiofor and Ewan McGregor. It was the next level best thing I've ever seen, and it made Shakespeare completely different for me. So if you are like, I don't really vibe with Shakespeare, perhaps you're studying it at school, you don't really understand it because you're all sat around and you have to read a line each, go to the NT Live performance of Henry V. You don't have to see the first 4 Henrys in order to enjoy Henry V. You can have a good time.
It's not like Rocky V.
No.
It's ideal if you've seen
the next one is National Theatre Live Henry Balboa.
And also, this stars Kit Harington.
No way.
Yeah.
Well.
And we've got an interview with Kit Harington coming up in a future episode. And we have unlimited screenings of The Lost City on March 29th, Operation Mincemeat on April 5th, and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent on April 18th.
It's a biopic about me. I'm really excited for you all to see it. I was like, am I going to do it or are you going to do the joke? Who is going to take it?
Well, we both had the same joke written down.
I walked in, I was like, I have a joke for you. And you were like, guess what? Same.
We unfortunately didn't get to go see The Lost City yesterday.
No, I'm devastated about this. I'm so excited about The Lost City because I went to see Jackass, We'd had a couple of beverages at the local, Waterhouse.
You were texting when the Sonic 2 trailer was
Yeah.
on.
That was not that screening. I was a little bit imbalanced at the screening of Jackass Forever, and this trailer begins, and I was like, "What's happening, please?" Because there's sort of Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum running around on an island, and suddenly Daniel Radcliffe is here as an eccentric billionaire, and I was like, "This feels like it's not a real movie. You've done some banter at my expense." And the only thing then I was like, well, what's next from this trailer? And then suddenly Brad Pitt swings in out of nowhere and starts flinging his long hair around. And I was like, this movie has been made for me. So I am so excited about The Lost City. I'm thrilled to know it's a real movie.
Same here. Like, you know how you've always said, like, put Jennifer Lopez in something, you're there. If you put Sandy Bullock on a poster,
Sandy B.
I am there.
Yeah, big fan.
Love her so
What's
much.
your favourite?
Sandy B?
Yeah.
As me, Miss Congeniality.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or Speed.
Strong. Strong.
Not Speed 2, though. But that's all we've got time for on this week's edition of What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. Please do click the links in the video description down below to check out any of the movies that we have talked about today. And if you like this audio waffle, there's more of it on the podcast version, including those GIF reactions, which I'm sure are going to be beautiful.
Magic.
Superb. Available on all podcast platforms. But until then, I have been Luke Owen.
And I have not been.
And that's What's On.